Full time from the Etihad for the last time this season. Manchester City 3, Bournemouth 1. First things first, before we get into, of course, all of the scenes we're going to have behind us, the players will be doing a lap of honour, and of course we'll be honouring one of, if not the greatest player to play for this club, Kevin De Bruyne. First things first, on the pitch, a massive result. Massive result.
Such a good evening as well. Do you know, we were hoping for a comfy evening. At 3-0, it felt that way. And we never really felt in danger from once it went to 10 players on either side, FG. And I just thought, you know, with De Bruyne's night and then Rodri coming on, it's just so many positives tonight and an amazing atmosphere.
I mean, one of the things that's so interesting is that Mateo Kovacic's red card, after a performance where you're just thinking, if he was fit on last Saturday, it could have been so much more different. I mean, a fantastic performance, a Fernandinho-like tackle, you know, probably the right decision, but all in all, a fantastic result for the club, as you see the players coming off the pitch. And of course, our manager, he's been through so much this season. You know, we've had so many different moments throughout the season, but he is always there, and we're so grateful to have him, of course.
Yeah, and he's, you know, 5-10 minutes into the second half, he's so animated on the side. Do you know, it was a little bit flat in the second half, was very nervous. The stadium was nervous, the players were nervous, and he was just frantic on the sideline trying to generate an energy in the players. You know, when they got the job done, I'm looking at them now, you're looking at their body language, you're looking at the smiles on their faces, and winning games of football, and there's just a real energy and warmth, FG, here. I'm looking at Haaland and Rodri with big smiles on their faces. They know how important that result was tonight.
And absolutely, you can see James McAtee there as well. He wasn't in the matchday squad, but he's there. He's showing his appreciation. Look, there's no denying it's been a difficult season, but getting into Champions League is something this club will really, really crave for many years, and it's not something that we can rest on because it's a huge achievement in itself.
Absolutely, and we're just talking in commentary about a Bournemouth team have come. Yes, the bottom three have slipped away and they're not good enough, the teams that have been promoted, but every team is improving. Your Bournemouths, your Brentfords, your Fulhams, your Crystal Palace. It's not easy to go and just run all over teams like we have been doing for many years. So to get Champions League football in itself is a great achievement.
It's a massive achievement, and you can see how happy the players are, not only with this result, but this is going to be a very special end to the evening here when Kevin De Bruyne comes out, rightly so, but more so even, I'd like to give props to the players like Bernardo Silva. You know, they've been under a lot of pressure this season. He scored on the final game of the Etihad season, and he is crucial to Pep's
It's crucial.
system.
You know, I'm glad you pointed that out, because for me, for the last 2 months, he's been the man of the last 2 months. He's been brilliant. He's connected play. He's played slightly deeper at times, and the way they've gone with Gundogan, with whether it's De Bruyne in there or whether it's whoever's going in their midfield three, they've managed to dominate the game and stop that way that we were getting counter-attacked. And it's like, I can feel the energy in the stadium now. It's just wonderful to hear.
Yeah, it's goosebumps. I mean, we've been so lucky as Manchester City fans since Sheikh Mansour has come to the club, and he's brought such amazing investment, not just for the club but for the community of Manchester. But today is about celebrating an end of an era. Our number 17, a special player. As an ex-player yourself, where does he rank in terms of Manchester City players?
We spoke about this before the game, and you know, we're talking about a club with 130 years of history. He sits at the table of the top 10 players that have ever played for this football club. He's at that table. You know, and we're talking decades and decades and decades going back. And also the last 12, 15 years where we've had phenomenal players. Kevin De Bruyne has got his place there, and it's been a privilege to watch him. Privileged to be here commentating on him, you know, for the last 10 years.
He absolutely has, and if we pan around the stadium and have a look, the Etihad is completely full. It's not bad for a school night. These group of fans get a lot of grief from a lot of people who don't know about this club, but it really is a family feel. As we can see, not just the players out on the pitch, but the backroom staff, the camera guys, the photographers, the social media team, everybody involved in the club is here And what does that tell you about the togetherness of this club?
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, it is the last game, home game of the season, and you know the result, the importance of that tonight. Rodri back on the pitch, the Kevin De Bruyne send-off, and then see John Stones and see Nathan Ake out there as well. You know, the strength of this squad is remarkable.
It is indeed. Welcome back to the Matchday Live studio here in the Etihad, which is still so full, and that is because, of course, very, very shortly, final preparations are just being put in place to say goodbye to King Kevin De Bruyne. Live pictures of him there with his 3 beautiful children who are here to mark this special moment with him. I mean, guys, we usually at this point reflect on the game, but I think it would be remiss that we don't just reflect on this man here, Sean. There's posters all around the stadium. There's been lovely motifs. We've had some brilliant, insights from pundits, from ex-players, just talking about his impact, not just on this team, but on the Premier League and as football as a whole. And I guess it can't be understated just how much of a role he's played in football over the last 10 years.
It can be underestimated, because this guy here is taken, I think, the club to a whole new level. His ability, his quality, as also he's such a humble guy. If anyone's had the opportunity to have a little conversation with him, he's so down to earth, and you'd almost think like, I remember me having conversations with him. I was thinking like, this is Kevin, like this guy's just so down to earth, and I almost expected, something else, somebody probably with more of an ego. And I'm just thinking like, this guy's like one of the world's best players, and he's just so humble. And when I think of him, I see that in his game, his hunger, but his humility as a person. And as I said earlier, I just think we're privileged to have seen him be here and play. And I'm just waiting to see where is his statue going to be, because we have to honour him in this way. I just think it's been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, Andy's talking there about them sitting at the top table with the best players to play for this club. As in the impact he's had in the Premier League, I think he's the very best.
Yeah.
We spoke before the game about Lampard, about Gerrard, about all these wonderful midfielders in the Premier League. He's at the very, very top for me.
Yeah.
For everything he's done over the last 10 years, and he got better at one point. It looked as if he was at the peak, and then he kept on again.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I can, we do podcasts with a lot of the lads and everything else. Every single one of them says that when Kevin's on the pitch, he automatically makes them better players.
Yeah.
Whether he's at his best or not, he makes everyone else around him, because they know what his standards are, they know how good he is, and they know that they've got to match that as well. And it's just, I think it's just wonderful that there's still a full stadium here.
Yeah.
To pay tribute to him, because as I said, he's one of the very best, if not the very best.
Well, it's been a privilege, hasn't it, this era, that, over the last 10, 15 years, that we've been saying bye to a lot of players. Sergio Aguero, Yaya, Vincent Kompany, Pablo Zabaleta. But I don't know, I dare I say this probably feels the fullest it's ever been to say on a Tuesday night at 10:05 to see this full. I think it goes to show what he means to the fans. And I think as he makes his way out now, hopefully we can bring you some footage of that. What you also can't forget, Sean, is the number of trophies and accolades that he's got. 19 major trophies as a Manchester City player. Most decorated player in our history.
Yes, and rightly so that, the stands are still full, because, again, he's delighted us with his quality of football. And I think this is a special moment for him, his family. I'm amazed that he's kept the tears at bay.
Yes.
I remember when I finished, there was a tear. And I know this must be an emotional moment, so he may shed a tear, but he knows the love that the fans are sharing towards him.
Well, listen, the light show's about to begin, so let me hand you back to Alistair, man. He'll be able to guide you through all we're about to see, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you some live feed as well of what you can hear on the pitch.
Yeah, thank you, Kel. The light show has begun. The City players and all the staff are gathered to the side of the tunnel, and the crowd around the stadium, who have all stayed, they've not gone home. They want to just say a fond farewell to one of the greatest players to have ever worn a City shirt. At the moment, you can probably hear on the tannoy the number of different honours that the great man has won. 19 UEFA Champions League, won 1 occasion, Premier League 6, FA Cup 2, League Cup 5, Community Shield 3, UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup. A quite extraordinary list of achievements that no player can match.
It's going to be a big for Kevin De Bruyne up there, record signing.
Everybody knows that I'm new in the team and that I will need some time to adapt.
I never expected it to be here for 10 years. I wouldn't change it.
De Bruyne, excellent finish for the Manchester City man for his first Premier League goal. De Bruyne.
Say I'm still a kind of old school football guy. I play on creativity, on passion.
This is things that other players don't see, but especially tries things that other players will never to try.
Beautiful service of Kevin De Bruyne.
I don't even need to see the ball because I know exactly where the ball's going to come.
This is what you see time and time again from Kevin De Bruyne.
You come to my seat, don't want to come to me right now.
He's one of those players that every single football supporter would want him in their team.
Do you know how many years and how many games that you've seen in the league?
The Manchester City fans sing his name, and this is the reason why. Kevin De Bruyne! That's why Kevin De Bruyne 4.
My team achieved things that never been done before, especially in the Premier League.
Some players just stand even holding out on the beach. He's part of the family, this guy. He's no doubt is one of the greatest, for sure.